Can I ask you this, Steven? Is there a history of depression in your family?
Yeah,
And how far back does it go?
years. My grandparents were from Europe, and, I don't think my family ever adjusted to the time change.
So that was an animation I created in Blender Grease Pencil, and it's mimicking an effect you'll see in some cartoons. Like that one is from Dr. Katz, a TV show. And you've also seen other things, sometimes Beavis and Butthead. There was a cartoon called Ed, Edd and Eddy that kind of had that look. I think also a TV show called Home Movies or Home Videos. So the effect is to give it a more hand-drawn look because the artist can't make it smooth and match frame to frame what their lines look like. So that's the look it's going for. And it's actually kind of easy to create in Blender Grease Pencil. I just happened to run across it one day playing with the modifiers. It's not really an effect I care for, but if it's something you're looking for, it's pretty easy to set up. So in this video, I'm going to show you how. Hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. So I'm in Blender 4.3, and you can see the animation that I created. And if I click over here on the modifier tabs, currently I've got the pupil selected, but I put the same modifiers on each one. So if I go to Stephen Wright, which is the main character, you can see I currently have Simplify, Noise, and Thickness. Now, the only reason I used Simplify was to kind of decrease some of the points that are in here. So if I scroll in, hit Tab, go to Edit Mode, hit All. So now if I turn off Simplify, you can see how many more points I have. And for this animation, I didn't need that many points because of the way the noise works. So I'll turn that back on. Now, thickness was just because the line work I drew, I decided later that I wanted it to be a little thicker than that. So if I go back to object mode, so currently my thickness is set to 1.526. If I increase that, you can see the line's getting thicker. So that has nothing to do with the effect. That's just an aesthetic thing. I just wanted the lines to be a little thicker based on how the original animation looked. So noise is the important one. And I want to show you two different ways to do this because I did it a certain way and then I realized you could do it an easier way. So what I'm going to do is go to a new file. I'm going to click New 2D Animation. I'm going to click Don't Save on this because I didn't make any changes I want to keep. Okay, so here I'm in the 2D Animation tab, and you can see this looks a little different if you're not using the latest version. This is 4.3. The previous version of Grease Pencil looks a little different than this, so it may take some getting used to. And I want to make some new videos eventually about the new features in Blender Grease Pencil. I haven't had a chance to use them all, so if I'm going to have to learn how to do them, I might as well do videos on those as well. But back to this setup. So I'm currently in 2D Animation tab, Draw mode. I've got my pencil selected. I'm going to draw a line. Now you can see that's kind of light gray. That's not what I want, so let me undo that. So up here, I'm going to turn strength all the way up to 1 and turn off this pin pressure. I'm actually using a mouse right now. So if I draw that line, you can see what that looks like. Now if I go to edit mode and select points up here at the top and then hit A, you can see I don't have a lot of points. So I am going to go back to object mode. With this selected, I want to hit Shift D and bring down a second one. Drop that there. Now I'll go to tab mode. And you could select all of these points, right click and hit subdivide to add some subdivisions to this. I want to undo that. Another option you have, I'm going to go to object mode. I want to go over here to the modifiers tab with stroke 0.001 selected. I'm going to click on add modifier, generate subdivide. Now if I go back to object mode to edit mode, you can see it still looks the same. If I increase this, and then hit A again, you can see that that is increased it quite a bit. So the amount of points you have in your line work is going to affect how the noise works. So I'll go back to object mode. So I'm going to my first stroke, which is the one with the lower resolution or the fewer points. So I'm going to click on add modifier, deform noise. And you can see it jumped a little bit. Okay, so there's a couple settings here we need to know about. So for position, it's the strength of the noise effect over the point location. And what that means is the vertex. So if I go to strength, that means the strength of the noise effect over the point strength. And I'm not sure why they named it that. It's really opacity. So you can see as I increase that strength, the line is getting lighter. Thickness is obviously the thickness of the line, so you can see that changing as I move this. UV is the strength of the noise effect over the point UV rotation. I haven't really used that for this effect, so I don't really have any experience with that one. Noise scale controls the noise frequency scale, so if I increase that, you can see how it's affecting the line. It's adding quite a bit of noise to it. The problem is you can see how jagged it looks. That's because this has fewer pixels. So that's why we want to do the same effect on the second stroke so you can see how that changes things. So right now I want to turn that to say 0.25. Now the noise offset moves the noise along the stroke. So if I increase this, you can see how it's changing. I want to do that for now. And seed is a random generator of noise. So if I increase this, you can see the noise changing, and it's just moving that noise around, trying different options for it. And we'll use that in the second option here in a minute for creating the line boil effect. So by default, random is on. If random's already on, I can just hit play, hitting my space bar. And you can see it's already having that jittery effect. It doesn't look great because the line has such a low resolution. Now you see it's kind of slow now. If I want to increase the speed of that, I can change the steps to 1, because the steps is how many frames it changes. So now you can see it's really moving. And then I'm not going to address influence right now. So you can see currently we have position at 0.5, noise scale to 2.5, and we haven't changed anything else. I'll change this step back to 4. Now I'm going to go back to stroke 0.001, go to the modifiers tab. So I've got subdivide here. I'm going to click add modifier, deform noise, and the noise is going to come after the subdivision. So it's already set to 0.5. I'm going to change the noise scale to 0.25. And you can see what that looks like. Now if I hit play, these both have random on. Now the bottom one doesn't look great because it's at steps 4. Let me change the step and the random to 2. And play that again. So you can see how jittery that looks. Now if I decrease the position, it's going to bring that line jaggedness down quite a bit. So I'm going to go to 0.2 and hit play. I'm going to turn off this top stroke because it's distracting. I just wanted to use that to show you to get a smooth effect, you really need more vertices or points. So if I play again with it on 2, you can see I'm starting to get that jittery line. Let me increase this to 3, and I had it on 1 before, not 2. Now they both have the same settings. Let me hit play. And you can see why the addition of extra points is important in order to get the effect you want. Let me turn off stroke number 1 because I was just using that to show you what it looks like if you have very few points on the stroke. Now let me hit play so we can see this again. Okay, on the random, it's on noise seed 1, and we'll come back to that later. My steps are at 2. If I decrease that to 1 and play, you can see how jittery it is now. But it's really, really jagged. And you can see the movement in mine was just kind of vibrating. So I'm going to turn position down to 0.05 and hit play. And I'm going to click into the viewport to unselect this. So we want to look at it with the yellow outline. Okay, that might be a little too fast. So I'm going to change the steps to 2. See, that's a little better. I can bring the noise scale down a bit as well. We can see what that looks like. I'm going to bring it down a little more. I'm going to bring it to 0.052. And see, that's a little closer to the effect I was using on mine. And it just gives it this look that it's kind of not perfect from frame to frame. And if you want a hand-drawn look, this is a good option for that. So if you keep the random on, you don't really have to do anything else. I'm going to change the offset a little bit. So I'm going to go to 5 on it and hit play. Then I'm going to go to the subdivisions and increase it to 4 just so you can see what that looks like. And I'll bring it down to 1 so you can see what that looks like. So that gives a little bit of a smoother look because there's fewer pixels being modified by that. So it's kind of a balance. You got to figure out what settings work best for your use case. So for me, I typically only need to play with the subdivision surfaces here. And then I only play with position, noise scale, and then maybe offset. So if you want that effect, that's all you need to do. You can also change steps if you want to increase or decrease the speed. So for the next option, I'm going to show you how to set this yourself without using the randomize option. So I'm going to uncheck that. So I'm going to do this by animating the noise seed. So if I click this dot to the right, I can set a keyframe. But if you look in the summary, we don't have a keyframe showing. And it took me forever to find out why. And I don't know why, it's still a bug. But if I'm in object mode, I hit Shift A, grease pencil, stroke. You see it added a new stroke, and now I can see the keyframes. I want to delete that stroke. And now if I click on my stroke 0.001, we have keyframes. I don't know what that is. That's a weird glitch, but just something to be aware of if you're not seeing keyframes. It took me forever to figure that out. So now I've got a keyframe set for noise seed number 1, and I'm on frame number 1. Let me go to frame 20. I'm going to click this diamond to set another keyframe, and I'll click in here and change it to 20. So you see how it's just jumping? I don't want that. So let me click and drag to select those. I'm going to go to interpolation type and go to Bezier. So now if you look over here to the right where it's green, as I drag this, you can see that number changing. And that's what we want. Now if I hit play, you can see what that looks like. I see it stops after 20, so that's a problem. I want it to cycle over and over and over for, infinity. So I'll left click on this one where you can see that's the noise, and shift click on the next one. Then I'll hit Shift E, and I want to choose make cyclic. And now it doesn't really show anything here, but if I play it, you can see it just continues on and on and on. Now, if I want to go to my graph editor, you can see what that looks like. So it's starting at 1, it's going up to 20, and then it drops down and does it over and over and over as long as we want it to. So I'm going to go back to my timeline. Now, what I like about this is I have a lot more control. So if I go to frame 20 where I have this keyframe and I'm at 20 over here on the noise seed, if it's not going fast enough for me, I can click in here and change it to 40. Go back to 1, hit play. And you can see it's a lot faster. Or if I want to slow it down, I can go back to 20 with those keyframes selected. I can change this to 10. Now if I play, you can see it's a lot slower. So personally, I prefer this method. I feel like it gives me a little more control than using random, but either one will give you the effect you need. So if you're looking to use a line boil technique in your next grease pencil animation, hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.